The secret sacrifice of a mother. She always smiled at the dinner table, but her son never knew the truth that behind her smile was hunger. She gave up her own meals so he could eat, and it took him years to realize the sacrifice she had made. Let's watch. Maria was a single mother raising her son, David. She worked long hours as a cleaner, scrubbing offices when others were asleep. Her hands were rough, her back ached, but she never complained. Every evening, she'd come home, cook a small meal, and place most of it on her son's plate. "Eat well, David," she'd say with a smile. "I'm not very hungry tonight." David believed her. He thought his mother just had a small appetite. He never realized she was lying saving every bite for him. While David slept, Maria often stayed awake, balancing bills. Some nights, she'd drink only water before bed, her stomach aching. But she never let her son see her weakness. In the morning, she'd wake him with a smile, pack his small school lunch, and whisper, "One day, you'll understand why I work so hard." David grew up believing his mother had everything under control. To him, she was strong, unshakable, almost superhuman. When she told him she wasn't hungry, he never questioned it. When she wore the same old coat winter after winter, he thought she just liked it. He didn't see the truth that every choice she made was for him. Years later, David got into university. On the day of his acceptance letter, he ran to his mother, waving the envelope with joy. "Mom, I did it. I got in." Maria cried, tears of happiness. But as she hugged him, David noticed for the first time how thin she had become. It hit him like a storm. All those nights she said she wasn't hungry. All those years she said she didn't need new clothes. The truth finally sank, and she had been sacrificing for him all along. From that day, David vowed to honor his mother's sacrifice. In university, he worked part-time, sending money home. After graduation, he built a career, always remembering the empty plates his mother once faced. When he bought his first house, the first room he decorated was hers. He filled her kitchen with food, her closet with clothes, her heart with joy. And one night, he sat across from her at the dinner table. He piled a plate high with food and whispered, "Eat well, Mom. Tonight, I'm not very hungry." Maria looked at the abundant food on her plate, her eyes glistening with tears. She realized that her son had finally understood her sacrifices. Years of silently enduring hunger, of working tirelessly while he slept, of watching him grow without fully experiencing motherhood herself. All of it had been worth it. This moment, seeing him thriving, seeing him happy, was her reward. As Maria ate, memories flooded her mind. The days were long and tiring, the loneliness at times unbearable. But when David, her tiny miracle, arrived, everything changed. His laughter echoed through her small home, chasing away the shadows of the past. With each passing year, she saw more of herself in him, her hopes, her dreams, her resilience. But she also saw the growing burden on his young shoulders, the need for him to excel, to succeed in a world that often seemed too harsh. And so began her secret pact with her son, a silent vow to ensure that David never lacked anything, to shield him from the hardships she had endured. Maria became a nocturnal worker, taking on cleaning jobs after David fell asleep. She scrubbed floors and windows, her hands becoming rough, her back aching, all for the sake of her son's future. Mornings, she'd wake before sunrise, preparing small lunches for David, hiding her rumbling stomach behind a forced smile. As David grew older, his needs changed. His aspirations soared. Maria's sacrifices grew with him, morphing into unwavering support. Extra classes, sports, even piano lessons. She managed it all, juggling multiple jobs, scraping together extra money. She watched him play, his face beaming with joy, and it fueled her. The weariness, the hunger, it all faded in the face of his happiness. But life wasn't just about sacrifices. It was also about moments. Stolen moments, really. On Sunday mornings, after a week of silent toil, Maria would allow herself a treat, a slice of cake from the bakery, savoring its sweetness, thinking, one day David will understand. She'd point out constellations to him, her voice hushed with wonder. And he'd lie on the grass, mesmerized, asking questions that echoed in the silence of the night. Those moments were her solace, her connection to the world beyond her sacrifices. Then there were the unspoken conversations, the ones that happened in the quiet corners of her heart. As David Gray, he confided in her. His joys, his fears, his dreams. She listened, offering silent counsel, knowing that sometimes the best support was simply being there. His laughter echoed through her heart, a melody sweeter than any dream. His achievements, his awards, they were her trophies, displayed not on shelves, but in the chambers of her soul. Yet the toughest part was watching him leave. As David stepped into adulthood, ready to conquer the world, Maria felt a pang of fear mixed with pride. She stood at the bus stop, waving, her eyes brimming with unshed tears. She knew her purpose had been fulfilled, but the silence that followed his departure was deafening. In the ensuing years, he graduated, got a job, found love. Each milestone was a testament to Maria's sacrifices, yet she remained in the background, content in her role, watching from afar. Whenever he called, her face lit up, her heart swelling with pride. He sounded tired, stressed. She knew the pressures he faced, the challenges he overcame. As David settled into his new life, he began to notice things, small things, really. The faint smell of cleaning solution on his mother's clothes, the roughened skin on her hands, the worn patches on her shoes. Questions started to form. Doubts crept in, looking at his thriving life, his beautiful wife, his cozy home. He realized none of it would have been possible without her. One day, armed with newfound determination, David confronted his mother. As Maria sat across from him, his heart ached at the sight of her frail yet resolute figure. Words tumbled out, questions, accusations, apologies. He wanted to know everything, every sacrifice, every sleepless night, every hunger-stricken day. Initially, Maria hesitated, wanting to shield her son from the harsh realities of their past. But seeing the depth of his concern, the genuineness of his love, she began to open up. She spoke of the cleaning jobs, the financial struggles, the gnawing hunger. Tears streamed down her face, mirroring the years of silent suffering. As Maria spoke, David felt a wave of emotions wash over him. Remorse, gratitude, love. He saw his mother not as a distant figure, but as a woman, tired, weathered, yet unbroken. The revelation hit him hard. His entire life, his successes, his joys, they were built on a foundation of her sacrifices. In the coming weeks, David made it his mission to repay his mother, not with material gifts, but with understanding, respect, and love. He helped with household chores, listened patiently to her stories, and most importantly, he held her hand, letting her know he saw her, he heard her, he loved her. As the months went by, a profound shift occurred in their relationship. David, now a successful young man, continued to honor his mother's sacrifices. He ensured her financial security, showered her with affection, and most importantly, he listened. Late-night talks became a ritual, filling years of silence with laughter, shared memories, and quiet understanding. Reflecting on his journey, David realized that true repayment wasn't about grand gestures. It was about the everyday moments, the quiet companionship, and the profound respect. The revelation had come late, but better late than never. Maria, her son by her side, felt a sense of closure, her heart overflowing with love and gratitude.